Testing, testing.
1, 2, 3.
I'm good.
What's up with Whatty? What's up with Whatty?
What you doing, love?
What's up with Goldie?
We're back. This is going to be the fill-in of Goldie's life, and then Love has to scratch on a couple of topics as well. She's got her script.
I always have a script. Not a script, but my thoughts written down for what we're going to talk about. And my hair's up today.
It feels like we haven't been podcasting in, like, so long.
We haven't.
Episode
We're back
18.
at it. We're back at it. And we're on episode 18.
Welcome back to episode 18 of What's Up with Whatty. This is Love. I'm Goldie. And you're watching What's Up with Whatty. And we're back again.
What's been
Two
going
episodes
on?
within a week. We're doing great. We're doing great. I'm proud of us.
Clap.
We're back on a better schedule.
Hand claps. We're back on a better schedule. And my hair's up.
Back and better than ever.
Looking good. I got these little clippies from Mom. And I actually love them.
Thanks,
but,
Mom.
Hey,
You've never given me a hair clip. You only steal my hair clips.
Don't
you never give me any.
Don't get in a car wreck or a four-wheeler wreck or motorcycle wreck with a clippy in, because I've heard that I have actually watched.
It'll scalp you?
No. Girls get these things lodged into their skulls. And, like, this one girl got in a not so bad four-wheeler wreck. She was fine until they looked at her head and her freaking thing had impacted into her.
Indented.
And she had to get it ripped out. I mean, she had to get it surgically removed. And her head.
That's like getting. My worst fear when I used to work out at the farm with Dad was getting a rake through the back of my head or something, because they all hung up on the walls. I was like, I don't need that. What are they called? Spines?
Oh, I don't know.
It was like the 3 pitchfork one down.
Yeah.
Do the
hay gosh. With it.
I've always been scared, so scared I was going to get stabbed.
I was always
scared
something. That I would like step on the rake and it hit me in the face or something.
Or stab through your eye. My worst fear. Oh my God. I have a new fear that I just unlocked recently. I was listening to a podcast and this guy gets up on a ladder with a drill, an impact drill, and he's drilling up some light fixture. And then he starts noticing the ladder's shaking and he's like, oh shit, better throw my drill. Like throw the power tool away. He falls back. Power tool was sitting straight up, 18-inch drill straight through his eyeball, but miraculously didn't make impact with his brain. The brain squeezed to the side from the pressure pushing. The brain moved to the side, and it just went through his ocular nerve, and he only lost an eye.
Oh my!
Isn't that insane?
That makes me feel sick.
And the crazy thing is, when it first was in his head, he went back to working for 20 minutes because he had a head injury, so he didn't understand what had just happened, so he started nailing things up. He was like, where'd my drill go? Then his worker, you've got to read this story, it's crazy.
Oh, God.
Have you heard about the girl that got abducted in Huntsville and just strangely came back 2 days later?
But yeah. I saw that. It was in the news.
They're not giving any details. It's all sounding a little bit like she ran away. I don't want to be that person saying she cried wolf.
Well, I didn't really keep up with that. I mean, I saw a little news on it on Instagram.
Well, have you been hearing about the Long Beach murderer?
No.
Long Island murder finally was caught after 20 years?
I haven't.
The serial killer?
No.
And guess who it was? A multi-million-dollar architect out of New York.
Hold on. Let's not even get into crime for a minute. Let us talk right now about Colleen Ballinger.
Oh, you mean YouTube's
Miranda
favorite little pedophile? You're going to have to bleep that one out. Sorry.
First of all, the apology video was not an apology video.
It was a sad excuse, and she just didn't
want
to
And her lawyers told her not to say anything. She should have never said anything, because now that video is being used against her. That video is a meme. Honestly. It's being used against her. It's all over.
She hasn't deleted it either, and I'm like...
And I know that I used to be a fan. Like, I actually did.
She bought merch. She actually had haters back off.
Yeah, I didn't buy it. I actually talked about it here on my YouTube channel. I posted a video about it the other day. I didn't buy that. Sabbath bought it for me for my birthday or Christmas or something. I think it was Sabbath. Or it was Olive. One of the two. But,
you gave them to me before she was no, it was funny. Before she got canceled, Love went through her closet. She was trying to
get rid of stuff,
decompress her life a little,
declutter.
And she bring me a bag, and I was like, "You don't want your hairs back off, pants?" She's like, "Oh no, I've had them for so long." 2 weeks later, Colleen Ballinger was canceled. She was like, "I'm so happy we got rid of those pants."
No, I gave you those clothes months ago.
It was March. Okay, fine, but it felt like 2 weeks in my life.
I didn't even realize those were in the thing. I didn't even realize I still had them. But anyways. It doesn't matter about that. Like, I was kind of her
straight
fan.
in the trash can.
I was kind of her fan, but not really. Like, I wasn't. After I started watching her, I kind of stopped within the same year.
She's just very annoying.
But then I saw her vlogs with her family, and I thought, she's posting her kids too much. She definitely has a problem. And then she also admitted on her vlog channel just a few months ago that she was, she has some kind of disease where she rips her skin with her teeth off. And she's like, if I have band-aids on my hands, she'll do it to her feet too. And I'm not sure.
Maybe you shouldn't admit that much to your YouTube family.
I know, and she's like,
keep a little bit to yourself. But you know, when she's on videos and she's using her hands, everybody's like, why are you all cut up? So she has to explain it. But she should wear gloves and be like, I'm just a germaphobe.
And she's like, I always wear closed-toed shoes because of that, because I'm ripping the skin off of my body. And it's some kind of disease. And I was like, just then I knew, I was like, she has a mental health problem.
The Things I Eat and My Addiction. You know that show where people would eat hairballs and Tide Pods?
And the thing is her comedy and everything is way out there. And I think that she actually has a mental disorder where she doesn't realize that she was being pedophilic or
You want to know something?
whatever.
When she first came out, you watch all that content, that's fine. I'm saying,
she thought
over the last few years, you want to know something? I've realized YouTubers get so desensitized and they're just trying to get views, and then they get canceled 10 years later because they're like, oh, it's just the ride. They think that they could never get canceled because I'm just a YouTuber. But once you get famous, everybody goes back to your old content and finds what's
well, that's why here on Love's Life Literally, here on What's Up with Whatty podcast, we're honest and real, but also we know we're starting so
we keep it off politics. We keep it off religion,
but
it's just the place where you catch up.
Yeah, but also we do know that our content is not for children. We are not trying to have a child audience. And then another thing is, we already know what you can get canceled for. And we're starting out behind the problems. Like, we've seen what can happen.
We've been peeking through the curtains for the last decade, and now we're on stage in front of all of you, and we've trained ourselves.
Yeah, now we're like, okay, you can't talk about this, or do this.
Don't accidentally say the unpolitical version of a word, or say the correct term, because God,
terminology is everything
for you. You say the wrong word.
Yeah, so we're getting, we got like 10 years of learning, and now we're into it, and we're good.
Watch somebody comment and be like, your last episode should have gotten canceled. You guys are so country.
But in general, we do state that we are not for children. We are explicit content because we are
a rated R.
We are a rated R
advisory
podcast.
Explicit content.
We are flying by our couch cushions. And we're just going for it. All right, we got it. Well, anyway, for the Colleen thing, whatever. She's canceled. She's got to be canceled, and I do not support anything that she's doing. And I've unsubscribed and unfollowed every single thing of hers.
Hallelujah. Every time I heard Love put on Miranda Sings, I was like, nails on a chalkboard, I hate that girl.
Like, and then I watched some of her stuff from her past, and I was like, what? The stuff I never had ever watched.
Seen some clips on TikTok, and I'm like, I'm so happy I was never a fan.
Yeah, and I was never a diehard fan. I didn't even go to a show or nothing.
You watched her a few times, like 2016 or 2017. I remember.
I wasn't like
your RV.
Like Olive or Sabbath was like, you gotta watch this girl, and I thought it was funny for a minute.
Sabbath loved Miranda Sings.
Yeah, but I was working. I was doing all sorts of things. I was like a grown adult.
Alrighty, well, if Love gives me the stage for about 7 minutes,
I want Goldie to tell us what she's been going on. What's been going on with her life.
When she tells her life stuff, I'm not going to give you details. Goldie? So today we're going to do a little segment called What's Up with Goldie?
What's up with Goldie?
So my life has changed a lot in the last month. It is currently, end of July, and But at the end of June, I was, Susie Homemaker, going to the PTA meetings, going to summer camp with Oliver, going to the pool.
Of course you'll still do that.
And I still do that stuff, but let me tell them why I'm not doing it currently. I'm taking a little break.
Well, it is summer, too.
And it's
There's
summer.
no school for kids.
And I'm constantly with my son for the last pretty much 6 years of his life. But,
always about me 6.
So I'm going through a separation right now. It's very mature. We're trying to keep it good for the co-parenting in front of Oliver. We get along really great, and that's going well. And I am back in the workforce in the first time in like 3 years, and I'm so excited. Like, it's really freedom. Financial freedom is freedom. When you're not like he wouldn't let me work a job. No offense if you're watching, you're still my bud. I have much love for you. But it was a toxic relationship. At least we identified it was toxic. We both got out, and it's being mature so far.
I mean, as long as you can come to terms with it, then you're on the right path.
So it's working out, and I'm happy. And even though that it's a sad, closing of a chapter, I'm happy to open up a new fucking book at this point.
I don't really think it's that sad. Because everything will be okay.
I know, right? Okay, so after that, I've been, actually having friends. I don't have like a very big social life or social calendar, but I've been doing a lot. The beginning of July was my 25th birthday, so I had a lot of fun. Insert some pictures and videos of what I did.
Goldie will have to send them, and we'll post them up.
But Olive was so sweet. She came and pretty much abducted me for the day because she knows that I don't have a car right now.
Our youngest sister, Olive.
Yeah, I gave the car back to the ex because he's driving around our son, so I wanted to have a good car to drive. I'm trying to be the bigger person for a little bit. So Olive took me over Fairhope, and if you guys have ever seen Fairhope, it's so picturesque, so cute, so calming and relaxing.
Love it.
And don't ever take Goldie out on her birthday, we realized. And I even told her when she picked me up, I said, Olive, you really think we're going to be able to sit? Do you really think we're going to be able to get seated anywhere? We went to like 12 restaurants, even a bar, and we sat down at the bar, and they wouldn't even clean off the bar to give us chips
it was
or
4th
anything.
of July weekend.
I know. So
I know it
my
sucks
birthday,
to have
I
a
never
birthday.
go out
I
on my
always
birthday.
thought that. I always thought, man, Goldie's birthday really sucks.
Dad's birthday sucked.
Well, that was...
Everything's closed.
Yeah, everything's closed. It's Christmas Eve, but for you, it's all just slammed busy.
It's hot, too. It's so fucking hot. All day, Olive had me in makeup, and I was
Goldie's
just drinking.
birthday's the day before 4th of July, so everybody's partying. Everybody's having fun. It's hot as hell outside. Traffic's terrible. All the restaurants are packed.
I thought it would be slower because my birthday was on a Monday No! Everybody and their mother was out
and I want it, like, for my birthday, like, I'm always like, I want to have a warm, nice birthday for summer.
Always cold
but
for you.
Mine is not
in
like
February.
that. Mine's February. But I always can go to any restaurant and I'm like...
I have no line, no wait.
No line, no wait.
You get really lucky on that one. No, so I went out with Olive. She got me this gorgeous, like, tailored, perfectly fitted dress. It was gorgeous. She bought it for me. She was so sweet. She did my hair. She did my makeup. I looked like a literal pageant queen when I was leaving her house.
I saw the video.
And but I was so mad she put so much makeup on my face.
No, but I couldn't believe how good she did her hair.
I know. I've got to get one of those beach wavers. She was like, oh yeah, get one of these crimpers. I thought it was going to come out like 80s crimped. It was beautiful. But
it was a crimper?
Yeah, as soon as I walked outside, love, gone. Every type of curl was gone.
Oh, yeah, because it was
so humid. My hair grew the size of like 5 feet. I have pictures.
You can't even do your hair in the summer.
My makeup is pouring down my face.
I like the winter because when you do makeup and when you do your hair, it will stay. Pretty much.
I know. You don't ever have to use setting spray or powder. Mm-hmm. You just put on a little foundation. It's not dripping down your face. My mascara, I'll put it on, even if it's waterproof. Somehow it always makes it down here by the end of the day.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I put makeup on earlier, and I was inside in the AC, and it's summertime right now, and it was already dripping down my face.
3 weeks into the workforce, I've completely deleted the foundation from my life. I've practically thrown it away. Look, I can touch my face because I have no foundation on my face right now.
Yeah, well, the thing is foundation really gets...
And I'm breaking out so bad, but look at how good my skin looks because I'm not wearing foundation.
Well, the thing about foundation is you put it on and you have to really powder it down after.
You know that Jim Carrey movie, The Mask? Every time I put on makeup with this type of heat, I feel like it's stuck on me. You know that scene where he's like, just come off! That's what it feels like.
I hate when you're sweating and all of a sudden you're like rubbing and there's just makeup all over
I love when
I
go in for a hug and half my face is on their shoulder.
Oh, I know.
That's always so embarrassing and you're always like, oh, goddamn. It's worse than a deodorant stain.
Or if you get makeup on your own clothes.
Oh, I can't wear white anymore because every time I put on makeup, I put it over my head. It's right here on the collar.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Now everybody knows that I'm not this tan.
I don't use a ton of foundation. I try my least.
Your skin's looking really good right now.
Well, I do have makeup on today, but I didn't put hardly any.
No, but usually you have texture and it looks really even on your complexion. Looks really even.
My skin's gotten really much better now that I'm just staying on the routine of keeping it clean, moisturized.
Yeah, I've
the
learned.
Moisturizing thing.
You want to know how I got my skin like this? I was paying $60 a month for Curology.
I do still.
Fuck Curology.
But I don't pay $60 a month.
You want to know what I use?
What?
And I have to thank you for my second piece of it because I use something you gave me. I use gentle baby wash, and I scrub it with a loofah every night. A dermatologist told me this at the bar the other night. I'm a bartender now. She was like, oh no, you have acne. You need to scrub your face with a loofah you do not use on your body. And she was like, a really nice, like soft one. You gave me a loofah. So I used that. It was my only one for my face. I scrub my face with baby wash, like scrub it hard. You really want to get that first layer. All my blackheads are gone. This woman saved my life.
Well, that's good.
And then she said, do you have any Dove's products? I was like, oh my God, my sister just gave me some Dove body moisturizer. She said, that's the only thing I'll tell you to put on your face. Nothing
and
else.
I have learned, like, I use
and she said, don't use
it works
foundation.
for me, but I don't have to pay $60 a month. I just pay it like every 3 months because that thing lasts for me. But the thing is I watch Whitney Cummings. I love Whitney Cummings, but she said specifically, moisturizing is key. Wash your face 2 times a day, but wash it in the shower with cooler water. And as soon as you get out of the shower, within 20 minutes, you have to have moisturizer on. You have to be moisturizing within 20 minutes.
If you're
your skin.
And here's another tip she told me. She said you wash your face with hot water. She said not really hot water or it'll burn like the hair follicles and like those little pores all on your face and you'll get like hot water damage. But she said lukewarm water to open your pores and get the dirt out. Scrub it really good, and then freezing cold water to close your pores. And she said also it locks in moisture. Cold water, hot water dries you out. So like you can clean your face with hot water, but close it up with some cold.
Yeah, I was like,
have to close it up. This woman saved my life 2 weeks ago. She told me this. I had acne everywhere, love. I was biking and walking.
Yeah,
everywhere.
You just have a little bit right here, but there's no more.
It's literally almost all gone.
Yeah,
and even that one, like if somebody looked at it, it's not a pimple. It's like an old.
Yeah, you got to stay on it.
Oh, I'm staying on it. Like once I leave here, I'm going to wash my face again.
Every single day.
Not just morning and night. Anytime you don't have makeup on, wash your face. Just wash it.
As soon as you get home, if you have makeup on at night, you take that stuff off. It doesn't matter how tired you are. That is your only job for the night. Take it off.
No, your only job is if you go out. I've been working at a bar. I want to give everybody this advice. Wash your face when you get home. But if you put shoes on at the beginning of the night, high heels, those shoes better be glued to your goddamn feet. Because I don't like them drunk bitches at the bar that are like, I don't have anywhere to put my shoes. Can I put them behind the bar? I was like, no, honey, you decided to wear heels. Put your shoes back on. No shoes, no shirt, no service. Bye.
I can't wear, I like
so many
wedges.
Drunk girls walk around with their shoes in their hands, and I'm like, they're in the bathroom at our bar.
So
and I'm
gross.
like, I have never mopped the bathroom and I've worked here for a month. I know nobody mops.
Oh God, that is so
disgusting.
So gross.
You make a commitment at the beginning of the night to your clothes and your shoes.
If I'm wearing if I'm like wearing wedges or something, like I'll keep a pair of shoes in the car if I have to. If I think I need to change them. But if I even have no shoes, I'm not going to take my shoes off.
One girl tried to buy my tennis shoes off my feet. She was like, please, I don't want to wear heels anymore and I got to walk all the way back to my condo. I said, call an Uber. She's like, can I buy your Vans? And I was like, no. She was like, I'll give you $100 for your Vans.
She should have bought an Uber.
I gave her the Vans for $100 because they were most messed up pairs. I'm getting a new pair of Vans next week.
Well, I can't. There's something about it.
I got a pair of heels out of it, but they're shitty.
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. OCD moments. This is something for me, or like pet peeves and OCD moments. Like, I cannot have my foot touch the ground. Like, barefoot? I cannot. Like,
only if I'm at the beach.
If I'm at the beach, I can, but I can't anywhere else.
My hands, if they get too dry and they're not moisturized or haven't touched a water source in over an hour, I will literally stick my fingers in my mouth to make sure they're dry. I'm so OCD about that. Like, I will lick my hands because they feel so dry in like the Sahara Desert. Oh, and another OCD thing I have. Oh, you're gonna think this one's weird. No, I won't say it.
No, say it. But like for me, I can't even walk around my own house barefoot. I cannot do it. And another thing is,
I can't sleep with socks on. I can't sleep with a cover on my feet since I was a kid. Since Dad rubbed my feet every single night when I went to bed, my feet have to be out of the cover. Oh, and if there's a sheet along the bed, I will fight that bitch because I feel like I'm in a coffin.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that.
I was staying in a hotel the other day, and I swear to God, I had to almost beat this bed in half to get the sheets removed.
Yeah, like, I don't like it when the sheets are tucked in. I do not like having a sheet. Like,
Love doesn't like making her bed. She never makes her bed. Okay. I make my bed every single morning.
I make my bed sometimes.
Once in a blue moon.
But I cannot take a sheet and then a cover. I have to only have a cover. I don't like two. It's like I got two blankets all wrapping around me. I can't take it. And then I cannot wear any clothes if I've worn it, one time. I have to wash it.
My OCD thing about makeup is powder. People who wear powder. Great. Olive powdered me down and made me look like a dusty little snow queen the other night.
I wear powder.
I was flecking everywhere. Powder makes people look dry, and I feel like it shows texture way worse.
Mine wasn't like powder. What was
imperfection.
Mine's that thing where, it is powder, but it's like you stick it in and you use a brush with it. You don't use like a little powder ball, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there any other kind of OCD things? Like, I hate flies. I have to kill any fly that's like in my
all
vicinity.
Humans. I don't know anybody that's like, a fly. Come, little buddy, come to me. Like, no.
Like if I wash my clothes, and I forget them, like for a few hours, then I won't put those in the dryer. I'll have to rewash them. Like I can't.
That is me.
I can't take the smell.
If our washer doesn't wash it properly, I would literally rewash.
No, it's okay. I got more batteries for this. It's okay.
Okay.
We're gonna keep going. Keep going.
All right. Well, what was I saying? Oh, the washer at our house always likes to be kind of schizo and like change up and not wash things and drain and spin.
I know.
But if they don't drain and spin and they're soaking with water, I could just swap it to drain and spin, but I will literally let it go through the entire motion of the ocean again.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I'm like, what if they didn't wash properly? Or detergent didn't get washed out or something. I hate when detergent dries to clothes. It will stain your clothes.
Oh, yeah. What I just had to do is we're
having a little technical difficulties.
We aren't having technical difficulties on our camera, but we're having technical difficulties with our batteries in our podcast. It's back though. Where it's listening to us. Hold on one second. We're back for the viewers or for the listeners on Spotify. We're back. We had a moment of battery dying and having to put a new battery in.
So, as I'm going through my photos,
but just to catch up, we were just talking about our OCD stuff, and we were just talking about our OCD stuff.
Well, I'm gonna get back and just finish this up so I can finally be done.
Yeah, keep going. Sorry, we
got my nails done for the first time in a year. That's something fun that I did.
We're back on to what Goldie's.
I've been shopping for food trucks for Olive all month. Everywhere I go, when I see a food truck, I stop. I take a picture. I send it to Olive
because she wants to get a food truck.
She wants to do a coffee cart, and she said she would hire me on the spot. Of course, insert photos of my birthday with Olive. We had a really good time.
Yeah, we're back in Goldie's. What's going on with Goldie?
Okay, this is my favorite story from the last month. I went down to Florida for a fishing trip, and when I was driving back up, the person that was driving me back up was like, "Hey, girl, do you want to go see anything on the way home or anything like that?" And I was like, "Actually, this is really dark." They're like, "Oh, do you want to go to the beach or a movie or laser tag or have some fun since we've been on a boat for 2 days?" And I'm like, "Actually, I would like to go see my favorite crime scene." And they were like, "What?" So I was like, "Yeah, let's switch seats." And
Goldie loves them crime.
I love crime, and I've been wanting to go to this crime scene forever. I jumped inside of it where the person died. Insert video. So I'm currently at Vortex Springs, the site of my favorite true crime story, which is kind of dark, but there it is. And about 200 or 300 feet down, there's an underwater cave that everybody goes missing in. So that's just, and literally people are suiting up to scuba dive right now in the caves. So I'm like, oh, y'all are ballsy. You know the history of this place, right? But yeah, oh look, there's a memorial. I wonder who for. Of course they don't want to remember the bad things that happen here. It's about some grandma and granddad. Interesting. I want to get in so fucking bad. That water's so crystal clear right now. Interesting. Anyways. Oh my God, the water is so clear. So I went to Vortex Springs. There's like 2 dead bodies in there they've never found. And they're all the way in the underwater springs. Like there's an 1,100 freshwater cave.
Is it the submarine people? They went, or not submarine.
Insert a picture of the schematics. Yeah, they underwater cave dive. And you can get stuck down there. And there's even a sign at the end that says, do not go any further. Everyone that passes this sign dies. And it says, it's the Grim Reaper. I'll show it to you. But we can insert all these pictures, of course.
Oh, I know. The Vortex Springs is...
There's the entrance of the cave. And I jumped and I went and swam down just on a breath hold just to look inside of it. I saw divers going in and I was like, but it pulls you. There's a current that pulls you. And I was like, fuck, I better get back up. I don't have diving gear on. I just went on with a breath hold. I literally just jumped in the water.
There's a current.
But I have a video of me walking around and talking about, you know...
I'm currently at Vortex Springs.
I said in the video, I'm like, I'm doing this for you podcast viewers. I'm about to jump in.
So you're gonna send us that?
Yeah, I'm gonna send you all that footage. But
we're gonna have that on the podcast.
The schematics. Here it is. Here's the sign. It says stop. You will die. Prevent your own death. Go no farther. It's really scary.
Who put that sign down there? I wonder.
The man who owns it. He put it down there when Ben McDaniel died, and they still haven't found his body. And then these are the schematics. Like there's the main watering hole I was at. Yeah. Like the watering hole's right there that I was at, and then there's the entrance that I dived down just to look at, and then there's a current that pulls you all the way through, and this is the part that's never been charted or mapped because nobody can get past the sign, and like it's no man's land down there. You gotta have special like nitrous and oxygen mixture, or you're gonna get the bends and you're gonna get nitrous poisoning, and you're gonna think that the lower you go, you get drunk down there and you think down is up and up is down.
Yeah.
So people just keep going down, and it's dark. And if you barely hit a wall, soot comes up and you're blind. You're
then also...
blind. And it's already dark. It's unreal. Like when I got in, love,
that reminds me of those Filipino or Thailand kids that got stuck in that cave.
Oh my God! For like 40 days they were down there. And they saved them.
Was it 40? Oh, I know.
It was like 30 days, and they had to like take them in these little buoys and like have oxygen on them.
And they had to put them to sleep.
Yeah, they had to sedate them. That's some crazy shit.
That was crazy.
And they were all in an air pocket for like 10 to 20 to 30 days. It was really long.
And they were in the dark, and because it like flooded. It was a monsoon season. It flooded them in. And
like there's a house up here. And the caves go underneath the houses and stuff, love. It's crazy. Like, underneath your feet, people are diving thousands of feet below the surface.
So now that we're talking about this for 1 second, I'm going to let you get back to it. But we haven't at all spoke about the submarine thing, me and you.
Oh, my gosh.
And the OceanGate submarine. And I know that happened weeks ago, but we haven't talked about it. So I wanted to talk about it with you.
My honest opinion is, that many billionaires, they should have been smarter. I think it was all a hoax.
I
think it's a hoax.
That it could have been a hoax, that this could have not happened, like this probably.
There's no proof that they were down there. I know that they pulled one thing out of the water, but like truly there's no remnants of a body. And I know that you can't have remnants from that pressure, but still nothing.
An implosion. But you know what an implosion is.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. Yeah. Girl, I could be a Titanic expert about submarines at this point.
At this point, everybody could.
Everybody knows about the pressure and how it feels like Empire State Building is on top of you and it's 6,000 pounds per square
inch. Even if it was a hoax or not, like let's just say it did happen because it supposedly did. Yeah. Let's say, what is your thought? Like, first of all, I think if it did happen, then somebody was trying to get rid of 5 billionaires.
Let me tell you
Secondly, did you watch the video? Okay, you probably didn't.
First off, why do you send the owner down with it? Like, the CEO of the company should never go down.
Well, he always would go down.
I know. But the big thing is this. Let me put my... I'm going to give you my real response to this. I'm going to put myself in these billionaire shoes. Okay, I'm here. I've got money. Oh, life is so great. Why the fuck do I want to get in this submarine? Like, I'm doing fine in life. I could build my own submarine. I'm a billionaire. I could build one that I know is tested.
You can watch the Titanic stuff.
It was never tested, love, by anyone.
I know.
Like, it was not, like, passed by any
went down 22 times, but they said that every time that...
Stress fractures and cracks along the titanium.
And it was exterior. 3 weeks before, there was a boy that was going to go, or a man. He's, like, in his 20s. he was going to go, and he has a whole video.
I know, and
on
he kept
YouTube.
going down, and it started malfunctioning. They came back up.
Yeah, they had to come back up.
And he was like,
everything.
I don't want to go back in. He was like, they were going to let me do it for free. He was going to do it for free, but and he was going to vlog the whole thing because he's a famous YouTuber.
Yeah, and he vlogged his whole experience of them going
But they
out
couldn't
on the
get
boat,
low.
but they couldn't go. And
Something was
first of all,
happening.
and the thing that freaks me out the most is, okay, even if you go down, they say it's a 10-hour trip. First of all, aren't you going to be hungry in 10 hours? Within 10 hours?
I know.
Aren't you going to have
you
to
only have
pee
2
and poop?
bottles of water to like. You
And
better eat a lot
had a
before you
little,
go.
they had a little toilet supposedly right in front where that little
Where
window
everybody
was.
looking at you like,
Yeah.
what if you took a shit in that place? It's the size of a little minivan. The fart I had on the
couldn't
last
even stand
podcast
up.
almost cleared out this RV. How the fuck? Oh, and then I paid $250,000 and I can't even stand up. We're all just having to like crisscross applesauce and like bob and weave.
And the guy was controlling the thing with an Xbox controller.
No, okay,
or
look,
PS3
I'm a
controller.
billionaire and I can afford my own submarine, but no, I'd rather go in this little science project and with zip ties all over it. There were zip ties holding
Yeah.
cords together and shit. And then he has this little 2011
I know.
controller. It
And
wasn't
he-
even a 2022.
Yeah, and he said you might be having to pay $250,000, but this is an actual like thing. You're going to be working for like they even have to like carry things. They have to do all sorts of
And
stuff.
you want to know something? This is the most stupid thing. If they start to crack or there's like a pressure warning, just a button starts blinking. It's not like they have any security measures. It's just like you have 5 seconds till you implode. Press
Yeah.
this button for help.
And then
it was just one button and a controller.
And
It's like
they-
no
and-
fail safe, and they're bolted in.
I-
So even
Oh,
if
I
they
know
got to
they
the
can't-
service,
yeah.
they could have died because
and they had no GPS on it.
I know they're just blindly guiding.
Okay, so if I was a billionaire
That's
and
worse
somebody
than
said,
space exploration.
Yeah, if I was a billionaire and somebody said, get in this thing with no GPS and we're going to go to the bottom of the ocean, I'd say, are you freaking kidding me? I'm worth $1 billion.
No,
Somebody's going to find
the
out.
moment that I have to sign a 12-page
Yeah.
death warrant, like the death will, it's 12 pages.
Yeah.
It says, this is not an approved submarine. You are a billionaire. You're paying $250,000.
Like-
And if we go down, bitch, you're dead.
Why is there not no GPS on it? Why are you trying to make me lost?
That's why I'm like, it has to be a hoax. Like, these billionaires had to have been smarter. They could have bought their
Yeah.
own submarine. They could have built their own
Well,
thing.
James...
It's
what's
like,
his
it
name?
really
James
blowing me away.
Charles, or the guy who created the Titanic. He's gone down in his
The
own
movie.
submarines.
Did you know that he's gone to the deepest part in the Mariana
Yeah,
Trench?
I know.
By himself in his own
And
submarine?
he said that he had told the owner of this OceanGate project with the submarine, he told him, like, this is not a good idea. This is not approved. And the only reason he was able to do it was because it was in international waters.
Did you know
or
James
something.
Cameron never went down
James
to
Cameron. That's
Yeah,
what their
James
names
Cameron.
were.
He a bunch of people discovered where the Titanic was in the 80s. It took us 60 years to find where it was.
Oh, yeah.
But we still were not capable to get down to it. They finally built a robot that could deal with the pressure to go down and take
Yeah.
pictures of it. And still, James Cameron had to wait another 7 years for the first manned mission down there. Because
Oh,
he
I
wanted to
didn't
be
know
the
that.
first fucking one.
But I'll say that
And then he was obsessed and had to make a movie about
The
it.
whole story was wild.
Like, no joke, right now he's doing, like, Mariana Trench exploration, and he's like, it's like another world down there.
Oh, I bet.
And he has
It's
some of the
dark.
best cameras attached to his submarine, and he's like, my cameras can withstand the highest amounts of pressure. He was like, my submarine is worth more than $1 billion.
I would feel, even going like 100 feet deep in a submarine, I would feel scared and sick.
And
to death.
do you see how big his submarine is? It's fucking massive.
Oh, I
Like,
saw.
It looks like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
rocket, like a space
Yeah, I
rocket.
saw.
And it's green. It's
And
awesome.
I'm like, why are they putting 5 people in a Coke can?
Oh, and his submarine has legs that can root and stabilize if there's too much pressure or anything, and it can
Oh,
walk
yeah.
itself if the propellers go out and his thrusters go out, and it can
He's
walk
got it going
itself.
on. He knows what he's doing. If these people did really die, we do want to say, like, we're not...
Rest in peace.
Like,
I'm so
rest
sorry
in
you were
peace.
that dumb. No, but like at the same time, you knew what was going to happen if this wasn't going to be a
but
successful
we
mission.
don't want to be like, like hating on it.
Everybody
you know.
was hating on it because it was the billionaires. Did you see that TikTok where it's like,
Oh, yeah.
banana,
And then,
like
like,
he's
all
dancing
the-
in a box.
I made some TikToks too. But hey,
I liked a couple. I didn't make any. I'm not heartless.
no, I didn't make any about the people. that
Literally, as soon
died.
as it happened,
I
did you
was
not
only-
notice
I
that
only
everybody
made it-
made a ton of jokes about it until about 2 hours when we all had that 2-hour update about the oxygen, the jokes really stopped. If you go to the Google and look up the jokes, they went up real good for 24 hours, and right before we found out that they ran out of oxygen, or maybe they imploded.
They probably imploded before they ran out of
Nobody was
oxygen.
posting any more jokes.
But I will say, like, I didn't post jokes about anything about the people at all.
Mostly just the science project of it
No,
all.
I mean, like, the actual submarine itself, like, that's funny. Why would somebody get in that? Why would somebody get in? I'm
a poor girl, and I got more sense than a billionaire.
If I went in there, I would literally start having an anxiety attack, throwing up and shit.
Do you know how smart that day made me feel? I was like, these billionaires were idiots.
I
I would have never. I'm Alabama born and bred, but I ain't getting in no damn submarine.
Hell no.
I don't even think I'd get in a submarine, like, period. Unless it's, like, tested and good, and we're going to, like, maybe the bottom of Mobile Bay where I could get out if I needed to.
No, I would never in my life.
I want a hatch that opens.
Look,
I don't want to be bolted in.
Libby Higgins.
I am dripping.
Goldie needs to scoot.
I'm over here, like, hot. These lights got me hot.
Libby Higgins is what got me. She said, I'm not going to say nothing about this, but I don't trust, if somebody says they're an expert, I don't trust them. She said, if you go to an alligator park and the guy's like, I'm an alligator expert, I don't trust you. Like, I'm a submarine expert. I don't trust you. I could die on your watch.
This guy, if you look at his past, he was not a submarine expert. He was not. He was not like some man that's out there boating. He didn't know about waters.
I don't know
stuff like
really
that.
why he was.
He was a businessman.
Yeah, I don't know why he wanted to do that.
I guess he just wanted to. There's no tourism down to the bottom of Titanic, and it's just free and it's sitting down there, right for the picking. But it's dangerous as hell. I watched the movie.
Do you have any more updates of your life?
Oh, real quick. I don't know if there's a. Oh, I also went to Destin.
Rest in peace, billionaires,
and that was fun. And that was a part of that trip. I've been eating a lot of good food. Oliver's lost 5 teeth.
5!
So he's over here like...
And he's 6. He's about to be 6.
He's going to be 6 in a month.
I love him.
Oliver, when he gets chicken, he starts dancing like his mama. I also have been doing a lot of moving, selling furniture. I feel like I'm like a part-time furniture salesman because
I sold a wicker lamp yesterday for $100 that I got off the side of the road.
I've sold like at least my entire house. Like you walked in the house and was like, Goldie is serious. I'm going through a separation and I'm like, I don't want anything attached to any bad memories. And Mama likes money.
Hey, you're making the money.
Mama likes money. I went to Papa Rocco's for the first time ever.
You've never gone there?
Restaurant. Never ate inside of Papa Rocco's.
I used to eat that when I was younger. I don't know why, but my friends' parents would always take us to Papa Rocco's. It was really good. I loved it.
I think that's my whole life. I've just been like going out of town, mostly Pensacola, Apalachicola, Florida, Destin. I haven't slept in my bed in a month. I literally find a sofa or somewhere to sleep every night.
No, you should sleep in your bed.
Oh, well, I slept in my bed 2 nights, three nights in the past week. Only because I'm starting to like try to make my presence more known on the property.
Well, also you should
I feel like a college girl. Like it's just my dorm and my walk-in closet at this point. I'm just working till 3 a.m. Like our bar closes at 2, and then I gotta clean everything up, and I gotta count out the money and all that shit.
Dang, I could not imagine working in a bar.
It's nice.
Well,
I don't work much.
Mom wanted us to dive into something that I would have never even thought to talk about on the podcast, but it makes me laugh so hard all the time, every single time I talk about it. But she said we should talk about our YMCA camp experiences, because every single time I talk to her, like yesterday we went to eat.
Yeah.
And me and her were at Lulu's. We're sitting at the bar and we were talking about our YMCA camp experience, like the things I did at camp. And me and Mom were dying laughing. And at the end of it, the lady, like the bartender, she was like, we were like, oh, we're sorry, we're just boring. We just got food and our tea and water and we're going to leave. And then she was like, y'all were not boring at all. Y'all were laughing the whole time. Y'all were the happiest customers I've ever had. And we were like dying laughing, like nonstop dying laughing because of the YMCA thing. So, what do you got to say about it?
I'll tell you that they kicked me out for one day because I said that weird thing about Chase.
Oh, no. Oh, that's
yeah,
the boy.
and Mom still
I was wondering what his name name was.
Yeah, he's so
loved
sweet. He works
him.
at McDonald's, and me and him used to see each other all the time when I worked at Circle K.
Oh my god, he was so funny.
He is gay.
Yeah,
I know it.
Well, it doesn't matter what he.
I'm not. No. I love you no matter what. I love all. But I knew I had good gaydar at 7. I had a crush on him because he was so girly, and I was just like, I love him, and everybody's like, he's gay. He's gay.
Yeah, but
like, no, he's not.
You weren't in our camp for a little while.
I forced mom to. I was under the age, like I was like 7 or 8 or 9, somewhere around there, and you have to be minimum 10 to be in like the youth group, or you're with the kids.
Yeah.
And I was like pissed that I was lumped in with our little sisters, the little girls. That's what we always used to call them.
And me and Grace were like loving it. Like we had our camp.
They made mom pay like an extra $100 a week so I could be swapped over. And I demanded dad and mom to help pay so I could be in the adult one. Because y'all went on field trips every day. We only went on one field trip a week.
I know. We went on
hated it.
field trips, I think 3 times a week or something.
And y'all had the cute boy chasing y'all's group. And I was like, I got our 5-year-olds to talk
me
to.
and Grace, I had told that to mom that yesterday. I was like, as soon as Goldie got switched to our group, we were like, what the hell? Like, our sister Goldie's here now.
I know.
Ruining the fun.
Remember when we went snorkeling?
Yeah. Oh my God.
I drove over that bridge the other day. I was like, oh God, that day was so rainy, and there was grass all the way up to our thing. There could have been a shark near us. No, I know. So unsafe.
No, I told mom. I said, Mom, there was always these fun trips, but then there was
always very questionable.
No, then there was something that would happen in the day where you're like, what? You're gonna take 200 kids and
on a boat,
and then you're gonna tell them, jump off here and swim to the shore.
I know. And did you know that right that bridge that I was going over the other day, the same one that we went snorkeling at, there's been like 18 shark attacks in that area. Literally, look it up. Destin Bay has so many shark attacks.
Me and Chase were walking on the beach there when we went snorkeling that time, and we weren't even snorkeling at that point. We were just walking, and there was this huge octopus. Like, huge.
Yeah, there was a lot of... Oh, I remember I was swimming through that large grass, and I was swimming backwards like this, and a fucking jellyfish just suction cuts to my back, and I was like, ah! I felt like I thought I was dying like that alligator wrestler. Remember the guy who died because he had that thing... I was like, God, something stabbed me. A stingray got me right in the spine. Like Crocodile Dundee dude.
No, so to tell the viewers and the listeners, we went to a YMCA camp when we were kids for 1 year.
It's a mile away.
Or for one summer. And it was fun, but also hellacious. The youth group, like us, we were able to go on 3 trips a week, but when we weren't on trips, like the field trips they would call them, I guess, we would have to sit outside on the playground all day, blistering hot.
The one thing, when I swapped groups, the first day that I swapped, we went on a field trip. It was that Destin field trip. But then, the next day, it was like field trip, then home day, field trip, then home day, then field trip. So I was like, what are we going to do? What does their group do? They make the old kids stay out in the boiling sun with no trees till 12. Then when you get to go in the gym, eat your food, and then they take you upstairs to a dark room.
Yeah.
I remember they played,
it was like a yoga
No,
room.
remember what they played? Huckleberry Finn.
Oh,
and he runs away with a black boy in a cave. I'm like, this is the worst movie to be showing us.
No, I couldn't. I forgot.
They're making me want to run away.
You're like opening my mind up. But
I have great memory.
Oh, but
do you remember the little nursery at the side of the gym that they would open up and you would always hear like music and little babies?
Yeah.
It was just a utility closet. They kept the
babies in. All right, so when we first were there, they said, okay, you'll get a day where you'll swim, you'll get 3 trips a week, and then you'll get 2 days on the park or whatever. I thought, first of all, we never ever got to go swimming. We only got to swim maybe one time. The little kids got to go swimming every single day, and they got to stay
remember the day that they set up slip and slides and everything in the back?
Oh yeah.
That was a fun day. But no, listen, every Thursday. You guys were so pissed Mom wouldn't pick up everybody. She picked up me every Thursday at 2 p.m. before the 5 p.m. pickup. And Mom made it a point to pick me up at 2 p.m. Take me across town to the Foley Mental Health Center so I could speak with Rosemary for 3 hours. She was like, Goldie has a hard life. I was the only kid that got therapy. I didn't get braces. I got therapy.
And then, did you go to the Blackwater River field trip?
Yes, I did.
Well, it was so funny because me and Chase and
I kept
Grace,
thinking something was going to bite my butt.
Me and Chase and Grace and one other girl, I think that Brianna girl, and then the counselor, I think his name was Chris. I don't know.
Oh,
we were
I
at the
remember
very
him.
end. We were at the very end of the group, and we totally lost the group. And that little Chase boy was like, "Oh, I don't want to touch the water! He
You
was
don't
so
realize
scared.
Miss Deanna, since I was like the baby of the group, Miss Deanna freaking tied me up to her all day and kept me with her. She was like, if we're taking the 9-year-old, she's tied to me. I was like, I don't want to wait
Yeah,
the lesbian.
we were at the inn. We couldn't
Nothing
even
against
find
lesbians, but I was a little kid. I was worried.
we couldn't even find, anybody, any of the group. And I was telling the counselor, I was like, oh my God. And then
We're lost.
I was like, we're lost. He's like, they aren't going to leave us. I was like, they might leave us. Then he's like, they won't leave us. They won't. And he's like, I'm staying with y'all. And then Chase is like connected with us. So there's like 4 or 5 of us in the
Roped
box.
off.
And he was screaming. And he
I
somehow
know. He
gets
used to be like,
he somehow gets off of the group, like off of the.
oh, that's scary to be
and he was like,
alone swim.
ah! He was like freaking out. And then
You need to flash up headphone warning, lower volume.
his whole entire tube with him on it goes up a tree, and he's like, I'm gonna stick up my butt.
He probably would have loved that.
No, Chris had to go up there and get him off of the tree. And
me
and Grace
no,
would
those
die
low-hanging
laughing.
trees with the branches. If you get next to those, your tube's popping.
he was going up one that was like a tree that had fallen in, and he was going up it like this, like up a mountain, like his whole body. Me and Grace were dying laughing.
Poor little thing.
But I hated and loved that YMCA at times. But the very much thing I told Mom yesterday, I said, isn't it really funny that,
very much thing.
I mean, or the craziest thing is, I never wanted to go on any field trip when I was a kid at school. I would always just never go.
I loved them. I loved the ones that took us up to Montgomery.
Well, I
and
never would go. I would always just stay home and not go on the field trips. And so then I get to a camp where I have to go on the field trips, and I don't even want to go to the camp, but not even that. We have to go and sign up we have to be there at like 4:30 in the morning to go on some of these trips. Remember when we had to go so early?
When we went to Destin, Mom had to drive us at like 3 a.m., get to YMCA by 4:30. Then she had to shoot back and get Olive and Sabbath.
Yeah, and I was like,
I did not like being a part of the adult group after about a week.
Yeah, now I think about it, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Hell.
We had to get up super early to go to a place we didn't want to go on a field trip. And it was like hours before
Mom had to lather
daycare.
us down every day with sunscreen.
It was hours ahead of the time that daycare even started.
Oh, I know. Oh my gosh. Mom was an overachiever when she was raising us.
And then they took us to what was it? The Bears game? What was it? Bay Bears game? It was a baseball game.
That was so much fun, but you guys like dipped out and went and sat on a field, and I was just stuck there watching you guys like this because nobody ever wanted to be around the 9-year-old.
No.
Only Deanna.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you.
Y'all went and got on that hill.
No, I thought we were made to go be on the hill. I couldn't remember.
No, y'all, and Chris, the cool counselor, loved you and Grace. He was like, come with me, we'll go to the snack stand. And then all of a sudden I was like, they never came back. Deanna, they never came back. She's like, don't worry, they're right there. They'll be back at the end of the game.
Oh my God, I didn't know we were able to sit in the thing because I told Mom
Y'all
I
were
was
right
like,
in the sun getting
yeah, I was like,
crap.
I don't know why they made us sit on this hill with our towels, but I didn't remember that.
I don't think once you guys got in, y'all couldn't re-enter because Deanna had all the passes.
Oh, we couldn't.
So once y'all went out there, she was like, and this was before cell phones were like a big
we
thing.
didn't
It was
have
2007,
a
it's 2008.
Yeah, none
So
of us
like
had
she had
cell
like a
phones.
little flip phone or something, but texting really wasn't that big yet. Like I bet she texted, but I don't even think she had Chris's number to be like, hey, I'll meet you at the gate. She was like, they're stupid. They already left, and I have all their passes. The school we got in for $3.50 a piece because we had school badges.
Yeah,
like summer daycare passes because they brought. Like,
well, I didn't know that we weren't allowed to sit in the.
And
thing.
y'all had my snack money, so I had to sit the whole game smelling hot dogs, popcorn, nuts.
I didn't know this.
Take me out to the
My
ball
mind
game.
is blown. See,
Me,
I thought they were making us sit, or in my mind now, I feel like I think I remember that, but I don't know.
No, Chris was always trying to like get you guys away from the group. You, Chase, Brianna, Grace, and you guys. Yeah, he thought y'all were like 20-year-olds. He treated y'all like adults.
I know. I had like a semi crush on Chris. I was like, he's so cool. Like he's our cool counselor. But he was cool. Like we would all hang out and like be like.
Remember
buddies.
the day that Chris took a big roll of paper and it was a huge roll of paper and he rolled it out on the floor and we were all just drawing on this big line.
He was so cool. He was so cool. But I thought about it also, and I was like, the counselors were young. They were trying to have fun too. And I'm thinking, do they do this still? Do they take 100 kids out on Blackwater?
You want to know how much money they used to wait? Like, there was no way the money that our parents were paying was paying for all that gas and all of that.
Everything.
Like, YMCA was really treating us right.
Well, not even that. I
summer.
mean, it was like the safety of the kids. You're having to watch all these kids.
And there was only like 3 counselors.
And remember when they took us to Destin after we got done? They took us
to Whataburger.
Yeah, but then after that,
no, the first time we went to Destin, do you remember we drove all at 4 a.m. We went to the snorkeling place, and they were like, "We're sorry, we booked for Wednesday." So we drove all the way back to YMCA, and we had to sit in the sun that day. And then Wednesday, when we came back, we drove all the way back to Destin.
Yeah.
And
I
finally
forgot
our
that we had to
snorkeling
do
came in.
that.
I have amazing memory.
I forgot that we had to do that. But then,
It was my first field trip ever. I was like,
I totally forgot that. But then the other thing is we got, when we got to Destin, I don't know what day it was, but they decided to be all squirrely on us, and they were like, let's drive through these, let's go find
these neighborhoods, this Britney Spears house.
Oh,
yeah.
Britney Spears.
Yeah, I remember. Chris was like, this is Britney Spears' house.
And they were taking us on a bus through these little bitty roads.
Little, small, sand-covered roads.
And I was like, who is in charge taking hundreds of kids?
Like, this bus has no air conditioning, and they never let us, they would let us put down the windows sometimes, but they wouldn't let us put them down all the way because they were scared we would like hang out.
It was so freaking hot.
Those bus rides were horrible.
And then they were like, you can't date. No boyfriends or girlfriends.
Like, nobody's dating, but I always tried to date Chase, and we were trying to do it on the DL.
No, and then Brianna started dating that other boy. I don't know. It was always something.
Well, this is where we're going to leave you.
Alright, that's the end. That's the end. Goldie's done.
We're wrapping you up.
We're wrapping this
Play us off.
up.
Play us off.
Let's play it.
Start
play
it from the top.
Please, you guys, like, follow, subscribe, and comment.
All of our information is below. Please follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We love you guys. We love y'all. Bye. We'll see y'all next week. Next week's episode 19, and then we'll be on our 20th episode after that. I'll be back.
We're already getting into our 20s.
I'll have some more fun stories to dive into.
Bye. Bye, you guys. Have a great week.
Quick
like,
thumbnail.
comment, and subscribe.